I am going to introduce myself. My name is Bea, and I would like to say Happy Family Day. I am at Richmond, and I would like to start by saying that Richmond is located in the unceded territory of the Coast Salish people. So I am a guest in this land of the indigenous peoples, and I'm very grateful. I'm also super duper grateful to the Richmond Nature House for organizing this event, and to you for drawing with me on a Friday. Isn't this amazing that we're here today? Welcome to my drawing desk. I hope you can see it. I have today, is everyone muted? Yeah. So the way we're going to communicate, thank you so much for asking that. So the way this is going to work is that you're gonna be at home following, and if you need to communicate with me, you can text it on the chat, and I will answer all those questions. So that's how it's gonna work. So everyone has a chance to draw, and we don't get distracted. Also, I'm recording this, so for everyone's privacy, that's why we are only able to see my drawing desk. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate it. Today, I'm going to use a graphite pencil. I like using 2B, but any graphite that you have around the house would do. I'm going to use a blue pencil for a simple sketching at the beginning. And I also have an eraser. You're very welcome. I can see the reply. Thank you. Excuse me. I have also an eraser, and I have a sharpener. And as you notice, I like to collect all the little bits and pieces of my pencil. So when I sketch outside, I don't leave any trash behind. So that's a good thing to think about. Always collect all your shavings after you sharpen your pencil. So do you want to know what we're going to draw today? Because I have here an amazing photo by a photographer called Thomas Shahan. And look at this guy. This is a jumping spider. Isn't this incredible? And I just want you to look at these features that we are going to draw together. I want you to look at the crazy colors, green eyes and like a blue mustache. And what are these little pieces here that are so red? So we're going to learn about all these things together. Are you ready? We are going to do this all together at the same time. So the first thing I want to do is to draw a little bit of a square. And because that's the top of the head, I'm going to make sure that I have a little bit of room here. So I'm going to draw a square and make sure that you have enough room at the top and a little bit more room at the bottom, because that's going to be the head of our spider. And as you can tell, I'm using a light blue because I like to do like a blueprint X-ray vision drawing first, and then I switch to the graphite. Otherwise, I have to erase a lot and it gets muddy and it's a mess. So for everyone that just joined, welcome. We just started. You haven't missed a thing. I am recording this and you can ask me questions on the chat. So we're going to draw this little square that has a little bit of, instead of super sharp edges, a little bit curvy edges. So that's going to be the head of our spider. The spiders are very interesting. They're jumping spiders and they have very distinct frontal eyes, or also called anterior eyes. So when you have finished drawing the square, the rectangle, we're going to draw two very big circles, one on each side. And so far, this looks like a robot, doesn't it? Isn't that amazing? We just have two circles and a square, and I already see a tiny face. These spiders also have tiny eyes on the side. And if we were looking at the spider from the top, we would see 4 more eyes. So guess what? I'm going to write all these. They have 8 eyes in total. I don't know you, but I only have 2. Imagine how well we could see if we had 8 eyes. Then after we have done the 4 circles, 2 big in the middle and 2 tiny on each side, we are going to divide these in two. One part is at the top and one at the bottom. And it's just a thin line right at the bottom of the circles. So now, I don't know you, this looks more robot than ever. But this is just the head. This is just the head of our spider. Spiders are arachnids, and I'm going to write that because it's a very cool word. Arachnids, and they have 8 legs. So we're going to learn how to draw the legs together. I am going to draw where the floor is going to be. For example, let's see, around here. So I have to make sure that the legs come from here and touch the ground. But the legs don't come from the head. There is a piece, a big piece of body behind called the abdomen. And that's what I'm going to use my X-ray vision pencil to imagine that there is a big body behind. We don't see the whole body because the head is in front, but we will see a little bit of the abdomen. And that's where all the legs are going to come from. So that's the head, and that is the abdomen. So we said 8 legs. I am ready. Are you ready? Legs have different parts, and my trick for you is very simple because they have different parts. Like, for example, if you look at your arm, you have the upper arm and then your lower arm. Well, with spiders, it's the same. Like your legs, they have a part that is called the femur. So we're going to start drawing a little square that is, let's see, that's what I like using my blue pencil because then I don't have to worry if I make mistakes. So it's a little square rectangle. I would say a square, it's all the sides are equal, and a rectangle is a stretched square. So imagine that we stretch it and we have a nice rectangle. And you're going to be like, that is not a leg. Oh, I promise it is. So that's our first piece as our first piece for the leg. So we had our head, our 2 big eyes, our 2 tiny eyes, this line here, and we drew a square that we stretched. So it's our first leg. After this part, which is called the femur, there comes a little piece that is like our knee, and it's a tiny triangle. And the vertex of the triangle is pointing to the top. So we have our femur, and then this tiny triangle here that is like our knee. It has a very cool name too. If you want to know it, it's called patella. And we also have that. If you touch your knee, that's what you have. And then the rest of the leg of the spider, remember we have to touch the ground. We are going to use a trick. We're going to make sure that the line is curving and touches the floor. Then we're going to make a little curvy end, and we're going to make sure that we link both. And as you notice, the tip of the leg is a little bit thinner at the end and a little bit thicker here at the top. And this is also divided. Approximately here, there's going to end this piece. This is called the tibia. I'm going to put it here. And then there's another division here. I'm going to call this MT because it's a very long word, metatarsus. And then the final thing is the tarsus. So we have 1 leg. We have only 7 to go. What? That's so exciting. But I don't want to do it in blue. I want to do it with graphite. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to switch to graphite and we're going to start adding some interesting details. So because the patella is on top, I'm going to start drawing that. And as we said, it was a nice triangle that has round corners. And I'm going to leave that a little bit open. And as you can see in the screen, the moment I start using graphite, wow, the blue is invisible. So I'm going to continue drawing the next piece. And as you can see, I make very, very small lines because I like to go very slowly when I draw. I cannot do a line like, wow, that's very hard, to be honest. I am not that good. So we are going to use short lines to make sure that we draw the legs together. And while we draw the legs, I'll tell you that these spiders are very tiny. Do you want to know how tiny they are? Because I cut a seed, a sunflower seed. I cut it in half because guess what? A jumping spider, the one that we're drawing today, is as big as half the seed of a sunflower seed. Can you imagine? So tiny. So I'm going to leave this here so we know how big they are. They are as big as half of a seed of a sunflower. And that is approximately like around 0.5, is 5 millimeters. Very tiny, very, very, very tiny. And they, as the name says, they jump a lot. Okay, so now we have our first leg. And you notice that I didn't draw anything here? That's right, we're gonna leave that for later. And you're gonna be like, I don't wanna draw 7 legs. Guess what? Me neither, me neither. So we're gonna do actually only the, from the patella, tibia, metatarsus, and tarsus. So we're just gonna copy what we've done there. 1, 2, so I have my second leg there. And if it helps you, you can switch to the blue. You can switch to the blue and make the same thing that we did before. 3 and 4. And as you notice, as I am going into the back, I see less and less of the spider legs. So that's the second piece. I know this might be a little bit like, oh man, that's too many legs. But guess what? We're going to color them. And that's where the fun, the mega most fun is going to start. So that's half. If you want to, we can do this here if we have time. But I want to make sure that we have time also to draw the head. And as I said, they have these very big eyes. So I'm going to make sure that I draw these very big eyes, and we're going to draw them very carefully. 1, 2, and then the 2 tiny ones on the side. And we're going to draw another tiny circle inside or outside the eye, whatever you prefer. The important thing is that we have a little bit of a circle that we can add color to. So we're going to do this very slowly and very carefully together. For the tiny ones, yeah, why not? A little bit, although it's a little bit trickier because it's tinier. 1 and 2. And then this is something I really, really like about this spider. We're going to draw the top of the head, and the top of the head is a little bit rounder in the corners. We can do this together. And when you come to the top, we're just going to draw it a little bit flat. And the fun thing about this spider is that it has a lot of hair. And because the hair is black, I might do it either with the 2B, with my graphite pencil, or with color. I'm just going to do some hairs now, and I'm just putting my pencil here and leaving it up. Putting pencil and putting it up. And it's just crazy, crazy, crazy hair because this spider likes, yeah, she likes her hair very much. And now this part here, I'm going to go back to my non-photo blue pencil or light blue because I want to show you something. There's something very, very characteristic of this spider, and I'm going to show you again. So in this spider that we had here, we are going to draw these structures here that are like, I don't know, when you go to wash the car, or you see in these places in the gas station that they wash the car with. I don't know, they look like that to me. Look at how hairy these pieces are. Isn't that fun? So let's draw that together. I see that there is a big piece here. So I'm going to draw a circle and then another bigger piece here. So I'm going to draw another circle. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. A big circle and then another big circle. Actually, this should be a little bit lower. So you see how awesome it is to draw with this pencil? Because I can just draw and it doesn't really matter. I don't have to use the eraser. So now I'm going to switch to the graphite pencil and I'm going to make sure we're going to draw M's. M, 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 M. So we're just going to draw M's along the sides of these circles. Did you see that? M, 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 M. And when we get here to the top, to the bottom, we can just draw like more M's. The important thing is that the M's are always looking down. So we're just drawing M, 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 M. And doesn't it look like super hairy? It looks crazy hairy. Oh my, I'm going to draw more hair here because it's like two pieces. This whole thing that we just drew, that is called the chelicera. And they move it like pom-poms. They're like cheerleaders. So I'm going to put here that it reminds me of cheerleaders, pom-poms, and a car wash thing, whatever that is called. That's what it reminds me of, the things that rotate and clean your car. Maybe it reminds you of something else, so you can write down what it reminds you of. So these chelicera, they are very, very red. I'm going to draw the other one here. So M, 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 all these M's, M, 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 M. Wow, this is so hairy. I love our spider so far. You'll have to name your spider. I'm reserving that for the very, very end. But then, do you remember that line we made under the eyes? Let's make that line with graphite. And when we get to the sides, we are just going to do lines like this. Instead of M's, we are drawing lines like this. So if I do that here, oh, suddenly my spider is like it's having a mustache. What? So now I have a spider that has a beautiful mustache. I am going to make more of those lines here. Ones go to this side and the other ones go to this side. And the last thing that I'm going to do is to draw a little bit of hair in the middle. A little bit of those lines in the middle. Oh my goodness, our spider is looking very, very handsome. But guess what? Of course, if you have time later, you can add the other legs. They're exactly like the ones that we did here. But here, we just need to add a little bit of the abdomen that we left behind and both sides. So I'm going to just start doing the leg here as if I was continuing, because I'm making a lot of annotations. But in your case, you will have all that space for you to add all these other legs here. But the reason why I want to add a little bit of the floor is because this jumping spider, and I'm going to just write here, let's see, I'm going to have fun with my title. While you catch up, I'm going to have fun with my title, because this is a jumping spider. And I'm going to tell you that I've been reading that you can find these jumping spiders everywhere, everywhere. They in the new world. So the new world would be all North, Central, and South America. And spider, and here in BC, you can find them everywhere from the Yukon to New Brunswick. And it's only very recently that we have actually found out that they have all these crazy pretty dances that they do to when they want to find a partner. So they dance, they jump, and they also have amazing vision because, as we said, they have 8 eyes and they also hear super well. But guess what? They don't have ears. All the vision, all the hearing, sorry, it comes from a lot of hair that we are going to add either with the graphite or with a color pencil. And you're going to be like, what? They hear through the hairs on their legs? And they hear through the hairs in their body and on their head? Absolutely. So these are called sensory hairs. That's super, super duper cool. So the other thing that I really, really want to write down is, because we're celebrating Family Day, guess how many eggs can these spiders lay? So these spiders can lay up to between 2 and 36 eggs. And these spiders are very special because they are not the typical spider. When you think of a spider, you think of a spider web, right? One of those spider webs where all the prey gets caught, and then the spider gets into the spider web and eats the prey. Well, that's not the jumping spider. They actually produce silk, but that silk is mostly to build drag lines. And a drag line, imagine that this is the spider, and the spider wants to jump. So it makes silk, whee, and it allows her to jump and to go from one place to the other. So that is one use of the silk. And the other one too is they build tiny tents. Don't you believe me? Do you want to see a tent? I'm going to show you a tent. Look at this. Isn't this the cutest little thing? This is a photo by Mang Manning. And look, there's a leaf. And look at this tiny spider. She's hiding there in her tent. They're very shy. Very, very shy. So that we're going to draw that. I'm going to draw the leaf, and you can draw this with me if you want. We're going to draw the leaf and the tiny spider looking at us with those big eyes. The other eyes, she's there. So that's where they use the silk to build the tents, to build these drag lines, and also for the egg sacs. So I'm going to draw a big leaf behind our spider, because this spider has laid a bunch of eggs. And to draw that, I think the easiest thing is going to be to make lines that cross, because there is just no spider web. It's just a bunch of very, very, very comfy, like a cushion. I have another photo I want to show you. This is what a spider, jumping spider nest looks like. Doesn't it look like a cotton ball? I don't know. I would love to take a nap there. And look at all these brothers and sisters, running around. So we're going to draw that a little bit here. The eggs are actually, they don't live that long. Once they hatch, they live for up to a year. So in that year, they better have fun. They better jump. because that's all they're gonna live, just 1 year. It's now about to be 6 and we're gonna start adding some color. So I wanna make sure that if you have any questions and you wanna catch up with the drawing or you want me to repeat anything, now it's the time. So if you would like me to repeat something or you found a part of the spider that was a little bit difficult, don't worry, you can let me know in the chat and I'm the only one that can read that before I jump into the color. So while you type, if you have any questions, I am going to say too that they are harmless to humans. They are very shy and friendly. But guess what? They are predators too. They like to eat small insects. They like to eat mosquitoes. They like to eat crickets. And they also like to eat flies, but they don't hunt them in a web. We said that that is not what's happening. So I'm just going to use a red to say, no, that is not what's happening. They actually wait and wait and wait. And when they see the prey, they jump, whoop, and they get it. And that's lunch for them. They also produce venom, so they paralyze the victim. But to humans, they're extremely shy and they are absolutely harmless. But guess what? They are very yummy to other animals. So who likes to eat jumping spiders? Well, ants like a good jumping spider. And birds, I'm just going to draw a bird here, would like a jumping spider. Wasps. Oh, yeah, a wasp would eat a jumping spider. Absolutely. And praying mantis. Oh, yes, a praying mantis would totally like to eat. Absolutely, absolutely. Lunch, super yummy. So I'm going to start adding some color because this is a very colorful spider and that's why I chose it. Also, it's like very, very cool to know that we can find these in BC. I am fascinated. So this part here under the eyes is going to be blue. So I'm going to start very soft, very, very softly. The thing I like the most about coloring with color pencil is that we can start very lightly and then we're going to go a little bit darker on the sides and at the bottom. And as you see, I'm just adding more and less pressure and I'm creating two different colors with the same one. For the little hairs here, I'm going to draw with my pencil. Isn't that amazing that we can color and draw with a color pencil? So I'm just going to make those lines blue. And these ones here too. So we have our mustache. I'm a little bit darker here. I'm going to add that. We have our amazing mustache. I also, if you have a yellow, I invite you to add a little bit of yellow on the top, just at the top. So it looks like a little bit greenish because of course, blue and yellow, if I do that here, blue and yellow make, that's right, green. So you don't have to have all the colors of the universe. You can actually make your own. If you have another blue or the same blue, we're going to go very light right under the mustache, very, very light, very, very light. And I'm just going to make those lines that I did before. Actually, this is more like a purple and it works. I'm happy with it. Why not? And I'm going to also add a little bit more pressure under the mustache. What? Our spider is looking handsome. If you have a green, we're going to draw the eyes. And something very, very cool, if you have a green, we're going to start very light, very, very light, very light. We're going to color all the 4 eyes. very light, but make sure that they are all color. Once you have that layer of green, we're going to go a little bit darker, but only at the bottom. So only if you divide this circle in half, I'm just pressing a little bit harder at the bottom of the eye. Do you see that? And then in this one's here, everything that we're going to do on the big ones, we're going to do on the tiny eyes too. Whoa, this is starting to look super cool. I'm going to use the same blue that I used before on top of the green, only at the bottom, and see what happens. Oh, I'm making a very interesting color. And now I'm going to use a little bit of yellow at the top. Just a little bit. Boop, boop. And the final touch, I'm going to use a black right here, and I'm going to make a circle in the middle. What? That is so bold. I am so brave, and so are you. And suddenly, what? Suddenly our spider is looking at us. Isn't that cute? I'm going to do the same thing. 1 and 2. If you think that we can go harder, we can go darker. Absolutely. If you have a darker green, we can go even darker. But only half of the eye. And that's because the eye is a sphere and not all the color looks the same. If we just color the whole eye the same color, it's going to look very flat. And then the rest of the head, we're going to color brown. And I have a brown that I'm going to use very lightly, very lightly. And if you were drawing with a blue like I did, now it's like magic. I don't see that. Oh man, that's so cool. So I'm going to add a little bit of darker brown at the top just by pressing a little bit harder. And then I lift the pencil as I go down, and then I create this like very nice gradient, and I'm just using the same color. I'm going to do the same thing here at the sides. I lift it a little bit. So by the time I am going inside the head, the color is much lighter. And do you remember this very nice ring that we drew around? I'm going to try to see if I have a lighter brown, and I'm just going to color it. And if you don't have a lighter brown, any color would do. Don't worry too much. What? Oh, our spider is looking so handsome. I'm going to also use the brown and the black to draw those hairs that we saw at the beginning. Oh, man. I think she woke up, or he woke up, and this spider forgot to comb the hair. What do you think? So I'm going to add a little bit of black at the top, but mostly for the hairs. Oh, so handsome. The other thing that I would like to draw, add color with you, is the red of the little pom-poms. Do you remember that? I'm going to put this here again. Do you remember those red pom-poms, the chelicera? Oh, I want to add some color on that. So I'm going to use a red. And if you have different colors and you don't know how they are, you can just test it on your page. Like this is a little bit more pink. This is a little bit more red. I like this one. So I am a trick that I want to show you because, okay, let's do one thing together. Let's get a yellow and a red. And we are actually going to draw with the color. So we are going to start with this yellow in the top part of the pom-pom. And I'm just going to make lines. What? I'm just doing lines with a color pencil? Yeah. Isn't that amazing what we can do? So we're doing it here. And the reason why is only a little yellow here. The rest is all red. So I'm going to switch to red and I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, wow. It looks like it has hair. So by doing this, we are actually using our colors to create hairs. I don't know how to draw every single hair, but look at that. Our spider has pompons and could clean our car. Isn't that amazing? I really, really love reading about these jumping spiders because I didn't know that there were some spiders that actually do not build spider webs. So I really like learning about that. Oh, cool. Do you like our spider? After we have done all these lines, we can actually use the red and add an overall layer just at the very bottom and on the side. So right here. And this is because it's darker, so that might create a lot of volume. And you notice that we might have lost some of the lines with all the colors. So I'm going to actually use a blue. Let's see, where is my blue? A dark blue, and I'm going to redraw all these hairs that maybe got a little bit lost because I'm adding color. Wow, so hairy. This leg is also very red, so I'm just going to add, but this time I'm just going to, let's see if I add a little bit of, you can rotate your page. I'm not doing it so you can see it, but if you need, I'm going to draw all these hairs on this leg in the photo that I have as a reference. I see that this part of the leg is very red with all these hairs. And then when it reaches this top, it becomes the same yellowy color here. And then the rest is interesting. I'm going to show you the leg here. I'm going to put this here so you can see it with me. If you see, let's see, there. So you see it's very dark on the sides and it has yellow in the middle. And it has all these hairs at the bottom. So let's do that together, shall we? I'm going to use a brown. And let's see, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw hairs with my color pencil. And then I'm going to add all these hairs, leaving a little bit of space in the middle for the yellow. And then all these hairs that come at the very end of the leg and the tiny, tiny, tiny tip of the leg. And I'm going to then add all this yellow in the middle. What? That is so cool. Doesn't this look like almost like if it was an alien from outer space? It looks very colorful. The rest of the body is going to be brown. So I have my abdomen here at the back, the little pieces that we see. So I'm just going to add that. And because the lower part is a little bit hidden from the sun, it's going to be a little bit darker than the top. There we go. Well, we can do the same thing with each leg. Just remember to leave a little bit of a yellow line right in the middle of the leg. Let's see, how are we doing time-wise? We are doing super good. I am going to draw, I'm going to add a little bit of green to our leaf. And as you notice, when I need to color big surfaces, I hold the pencil like this so I can color faster. And I need to hold the pencil. That's very important. And you notice that I'm leaving a little bit of the middle because that's where all our baby spiders are going to be. So I might just lift the color pencil and be very gentle, very, very gentle. This is all that cotton that we saw, all that, that silk right in the middle, but on the sides, that's free of silk. And you will not have as much text as I do, so you will have much more room. Then maybe these leaves, the edge of the leaf, I might do it with a color pencil because I'm losing it a little bit. So I can draw with a color pencil this awesome leaf that I just invented. There we go, with that middle vein that is always in the leaves. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color too to this little tent that this spider just made for him herself. There we go. What? This is so cool. I really like how our drawing is coming along. To suggest that there is all this silk, maybe a trick would be just make a line here and there, maybe crossing. Why not? And leave some of that in the color of the actual paper, maybe a darker here. So now suddenly we have these, like, something is happening there. There are all our little baby spiders that are in eggs. And I need to share this word with you, because guess what a baby spider is called? Oh, a baby spider is called a spiderling. And when I learned that word, I was happy. So in the time that is left, I'm going to have some fun with the adding some of these color to the title, because I always like to add the same colors that I use for the drawing in the title. I also need to tell you, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to give you enough time to copy it, but I'm going to put in the chat a couple of links, because we have, after this, another super duper awesome session. We're going to draw salamanders, and I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to copy the link in case you didn't register and you found yourself super inspired, that you can join, of course. And also on Sunday, there is an event that the Nature House is organizing. They are, it's called Wild Words. And if you like words and you like nature, you are going to have a lot of fun. It's a poetry session. So I'm going to paste that on the chat so you can sign up. And I'm going to put that all there. There we go. And also this salamander session. So I'll give you some time to copy and paste. And the last thing I want to tell you is that the Nature House, we are organizing an amazing course, amazing Saturday morning course that is going to be super fun. We're going to give you a sketchbook, we're going to give you a pencil, and we're going to draw trees and animals. So I'm going to put, you can go to the Nature House and find that information, but I also want to put that in the chat for you. Let's see if I can find it. I can't wait to see all your drawings. When you finish, you have to send these to Angela at the Nature House, because, oh man, I can't wait to see your jumping spiders. So I just share a bunch of links, a bunch of awesome activities that are happening, and I hope you can join it. Don't forget to add hair. This is a very hairy spider. And I'm going to add that yellow stripe on the legs in a tiny second. Maybe the back leg I won't see that much, but I just want to make sure that I don't forget the yellow. Yes, there it is. So don't forget to add the other 4 legs there. We did a little bit of, we had to decide what to draw, because an hour gets a little bit too quickly, especially when you're having fun. So if anyone has any questions, or now is the time. Now is the time. Oh, also, guess what? This spider, I think my spider at least, is thinking about something. This spider is thinking about dinner, and today she is gonna catch a fly. So I think I'm gonna draw a fly with 2 big eyes. And she is just thinking about dinner. Yeah, she's hungry. Aren't you guys hungry? We normally do this on Saturdays, eh? We've never done it on a Friday night. Ooh, this spider is very, very hungry. I'm just going to draw more of these lines that I lost. Yeah, I like our eyes the most. I hope you were able to follow that along because that was super fun. And I'm going to add a little bit of darker at the leg there because after all, the things that are in the back are a little bit darker. There we go. And the things that are in front might be a little bit lighter. Do you see my hands? The one at the bottom is a little bit darker. That's because of the shadow that this hand makes. So the same thing here. I might need to go a little bit darker here, a little bit darker there. Oh, I need to name my spider. So don't get distracted from the drawing. But if you have an amazing name that you want to give to this jumping spider, please let us know. In particular, the one that we're drawing today is Habronatus americanus. I'm going to write this here. Habronatus with two T's. Americanus. That's the Latin name for this particular spider. And I'm going to add a little bit of hair here. And if you lose some of the lines because you are adding so much color, you can go back with your graphite pencil or with a black and make sure that your M's are there and that your little mustache is there. I might add a little bit of, I might add more hair to the mustache with the blue. Oh, yeah. He likes to take care of his mustache. After all, when they want to find a partner, they move those red chelicera. They move it, they dance. Their favorite color is red. Their favorite color in the whole world is red. So I hope really that you have a ton of fun. I know that we have to finish in a few minutes, but I want to make sure that you have all the links that I put on the chat, and that if you want to stay, even if you didn't register for the next session, that you can join. Absolutely. We're so grateful to the Nature House for organizing this. We are very, very grateful to you as well for drawing with us today. And yeah, I hope you can enjoy all these amazing activities. I can't wait to join the poetry session on Sunday. I'm going to sign up right away. So if anyone has any questions or would like to name the spider, now is the time. If you have an amazing name that we can give to our jumping spider, put it on the chat and we are going to honor that request. Oops, I think I added color where I didn't want to, but you know what? I'll be happy with that. So if anyone has a special name for the spider, let me know in the chat and we'll add it to the drawing. Any special name? Or everyone is super, super focused, as you should, on our drawings. I'm going to color my mantis here and I'm going to color the wasp that she's going to eat later. Oh no, these are the animals that are going to eat her. Oh my. Oh, Spidey, that is such a good name. Thank you so much. Oh, so not only she's thinking about dinner, she is saying, hi, my name is, oh, Jump the Spider. Wow, those are amazing. Spidey, Jump. I'm combining both ideas. And then I'm going to make a circle and a little triangle. So she's now talking to us. What? That is so cool. Thank you. No, we have a very good question. Is this spider dangerous? Not at all. For humans, these spiders are very harmless. If you're a small insect or a mosquito or a cricket or a fly, yes, you should be very worried. But for us humans, they are as tiny as this half sunflower seed, and they are very shy and timid, and they would boop, hide away the moment they see us. So yeah, let's sure next time that you go into the forest, just make sure that you look for the tiny things, because sometimes the tiniest things are the most colorful and amazing. Spider Jack's name. Wow, you guys are amazing. Well, thank you so much. I hope you had all the links. And I will see you in less than 10 minutes if you want to draw a salamander and her babies for family day with me. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.